pop it just slightly on there. You can see it's a really fast moving, what we call a very light slip in terms of massage.
Because I think I saw lavender in here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So is there one in there's one in each?
There is. That's a very good quality lavender.
That's lovely. That's so lovely.
And if you squeeze that and then open it should come up. You don't want loads, if you put some of that back in. And then you literally just, yeah, there you go. Just put some of that blend and make sure that it's absorbing into the skin. That just allows the oils to penetrate the skin. Hello, Melissa.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, yeah.
I'm so excited today because we're going to aim to give you a lovely hand massage on your beautiful hands, and we're going to build up to that by first exploring a little bit about oils, and in particular we're going to pick a carrier oil to start with, and we'll talk a little bit about those, and then we're going to talk about some oils because I know you've got a little bit more knowledge that you've built up over the last few weeks that we've been working on aromatherapy oils. So I want you to help me choose the oils that are going to work for you today, and then we're going to put the two together, so your choice of carrier oil and your choice of essential oil, and mix that together in a blend, and then we'll actually do your massage.
Well, thank you.
But first of all, I want to just talk a little bit about these carrier oils here. I've expanded the number that I have, and we've got quite a few here which would be suitable for you, and I've put them in order of the lightness and darkness, which, if you're saying to me, why does that make a difference?
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? I find this actually quite fascinating about carrier oils. The lighter they are, the lighter the slip on the massage. So if you can imagine, actually what I might do is just try a little bit on one of your hands at the moment, just so that you can get a feel. We pop it just slightly on there. You can see it's a really fast moving, what we call a very light slip in terms of massage. And then on your other hand, if I do something like, let's do a tiny bit of this. Actually, I'm going to use my fingers. I've washed my hands, so that you can see is what we call a heavy slip, and that you almost have to push the oil to do that. So it's a much heavier, and that's olive oil.
Okay.
So that's the difference. It's almost like the carrier oils themselves are graded in terms of what you need, because for some massage you do need this sort of drag just to give a much firmer massage, but on something like maybe the face, the lighter ones are much more appropriate. You don't want to be dragging the skin, so it makes a difference. So I'm just going to pick up a towel just to wipe that off. Because we may or may not decide to use those carrier oils. So because we're aiming for a hand massage today, what we want to think about, even the basic carrier oils here, and they're called carrier oils because they carry the essential oils diluted, but what we're after is one that's going to enhance the well-being and the fluidity of the massage. So for example, something like sweet almond oil is really good because that is full of vitamins which could add some benefit to your hands, which need a little bit of TLC, very dry at the moment. So sweet almond oil is a good base for that. Something that you wouldn't use, for example, is the slightly stronger ones here. Possibly the darker ones in colour I would actually avoid, although some of these are lovely, like avocado, for example, has lots of really good properties, but it's probably good for maybe things where you want to really hydrate parts of your skin. So you might want to blend that carrot oil with a lighter one to give you that massage slip. Right. So you can even mix them together. But very much when you're doing aromatherapy blending, the absolute key thing is to think about your carrier oil first. They're sometimes referred to as vegetable oils, barrier oils, or base oils as well, not to be confused with base notes, right, which are something to do with the complexity of the essential oils. So base oils as well, they're called. So you'll see lots of people referring, or hear lots of people referring to these in any of those, but they basically mean some sort of substance that carries the essential oils and dilutes them so that you can use them. A word of warning there: if you don't dilute your essential oils, you could get a reaction on your skin, or you could even burn your skin on some of these essential oils because they're very powerful. How does that sound?
Yeah, excited to make one.
Do any appeal at the moment? I mentioned the sweet almond oil. I don't know if that sounds suitable.
I am curious about that one. I wonder what it smells like, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that the carrier oils themselves don't have a lot of smell to them, because they're really acting as carriers. Some of them do. For example, we've got the lighter avocado oil here. When it's something like this would have started off really dark, and you can get the unrefined version, and that has almost like a nutty smell to it. And this one is highly refined. The coconut oil, for example, if you think about coconut oil that you cook with, it's like a solid block. That's what most people think of as coconut oil, but actually this is what we call fractionated, so it's had all of the wax and the impurities taken out of it, and it doesn't actually smell of anything. Nothing. So you don't get that coconutty smell. I quite like the coconut smell. Yeah. There's nothing to say that if you're wanting to just do a smooth massage and you're not worried about the slip or anything like that, you can use the solid coconut oil to do that, and that really helps to penetrate the skin. But for a massage where you need a slip, you need the liquid version.
Maybe sweet almond oil.
Sweet almond oil?
Yeah,
okay.
Why not?
Yeah. So what we'll do is get one of these. Great one for reusing jam jars. They're the perfect quantity for a full massage, you see, in this. So you don't even need to measure it out. But obviously for a hand massage, we don't need as much. So you need to adjust the quantities. So you put in just as much as you need. That's probably enough for a hand massage there. So we're going to leave that there because we're going to add to the oils once we've chosen the oils. Okay. So I have purchased a, let's say, lesser quality group of oils. Really, because I want to practice with some more oils and I want to get a feel for them. But buying the more expensive versions, which I have here, is very expensive.
Are these like the really fancy ones?
These are the fancy ones,
Yeah.
And these are the really good quality.
Yeah.
These are good quality, but they're really, really reduced down.
Right.
So you only just get the note. But again, when you're trying to get used to the different aromas and how they work together, something like this is perfectly acceptable to play around with.
Yeah.
Really. And then if you get some or a group that you really are comfortable working with and you know it works well for you, particularly if you're practicing massage on your partners or your friends or family, then you can invest in the slightly more expensive, high quality individual bottles, which are substantially more than this. But for now, I quite like just playing around, reminding myself, relearning about aromatherapy oils, reminding myself of the smell, the different aromas, different smells, and what blends together as well. We have spent some time rearranging them into, you've got the top row up to here as the top oils, the top note of the essential oils. Then we've got the middle group, and then we've got the base note here as well. So you spent a bit of time with me now looking at aromatherapy oils, and you understand the complexities of the top, middle and base note. Can you remember, this is like a test,
Oh goodness.
can you remember what the difference is in terms of the top, middle and base note?
I think I remember you saying the bass note is the one that kind of stays with you.
Yeah.
And it lingers the longest.
Yes.
Whereas the top is the one you sense straight away.
Yeah, but it disappears after.
And the middle somewhere in between.
Middle somewhere in between, that actually if you don't have the middle one, it's almost like the balancing oil.
Right.
So you've got the top, which is the one you smell first, quite strong. You've got some of the ones here, for example. We've got geranium, sweet orange, eucalyptus, those that are really sharp, tangerine, basil, and those that are really quite strong, and you smell first. And then you've got the base ones, which are quite sort of firm and grounding, like rose, vetiver, ylang ylang. These are ones that we've used, sandalwood. And then you need that base to bring those two together, otherwise it just smells odd. So you need something like a base. So here you've got things like chamomile, clary sage, jasmine and lavender.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, because I think I saw lavender in here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So is there one in the... There's one in each?
There is. But well, let's. Do you want to smell the difference? Well, you can smell the difference. That's a very good quality lavender.
That's lovely. That's so lovely.
But this one is a different smell because it's been reduced down.
Oh wow! Yeah. Oh, it's so different.
It gives you a smell of lavender, but because it's reduced in quality, as I said, it's good for trying this out, and it gives you just that hint of the aroma,
Yes.
but not the intensity of the more expensive.
Yes, intense-wise, this one is so much more powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll probably go for this lavender.
Okay.
If I choose lavender. Yeah.
So
that's what
so we've
note
got
is
lavender
that
as a middle.
Okay, so I need a top and a
So
bottom.
you need a top and a bottom. Does anything sort of appeal, or maybe because we've done quite a few massages, can you remember what you might have liked previously?
Yeah, although I was thinking, lemon's just caught my eye, and I've never really gone for that, not in anything we've done or elsewhere, and I'm probably more, although I've got lavender, I like the uplifting idea of adding a bit of a
See, that's
kick.
very muted.
Yeah. It's nice though.
Nice. Well,
Quite
let's
lifting.
run with that because I'm not sure I've got one here.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh no, you've got lemon right there, up there.
Oh, I can't see from here.
It's just that yellow bottle on there.
Oh,
Yeah, you have got lemon. Multiple lemons. Ooh,
so
oh, that one's nicer.
It is. As I said, these are really for playing around with, these
Right,
smaller
okay.
bottles.
Oh, these are different brands as well. You've got
Yeah.
lots of different brands.
I keep getting this question from my viewers as well, which brand are you using? At the moment, I don't use a particular brand because really for financial reasons, I look online, I look for sales. If I go into a store, because actually some of the local pharmacies and some of the smaller outlets will have sales on. So you pick them up, but they only do particular brands. So you might pick some up from one store and then there's a sale on in another, or online as well. There's often sales on. And when cost is important and you're looking for high quality oils, it can mean a difference because you can go back to a brand and think, oh my gosh, that's gone up in price.
Right.
Let's just shop around and see if we can get it somewhere else. But when you get used to this, obviously what you're looking for is the quality as well. Yeah. But as I said, I'm using these really just as almost like testers, and a milder version of the more expensive ones. Because I don't know if you remember, we tried a couple of these and we did not like.
Some of them I was not a fan of,
I think it was citronella, wasn't it? And patchouli.
Patchouli, yeah.
And there's no point then buying the expensive version and the high quality
if you don't
version.
like it, yeah.
If you're not going to like it in this, you're definitely not going to like the other one. So we want a base.
Lavender and lemon. Probably want something that starts with an L. Don't think there is one.
I think you're out of luck there.
That is really tough. I do love a bit of frankincense, cedarwood, sandalwood. Vanilla could be quite interesting though as well.
Now these ones I know I haven't got, so
can I try vanilla?
Yeah.
Just because I don't see it often as something to blend with. I often go for frankincense. See, that might be quite fun.
Yes.
Because you've got lemon, it might be a bit cakey.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
That suits you.
It suits my mood today where I'm looking for something, I don't want to say uplifting because I've got the lavender in there, but something that's not bedtime.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Should we give this a go?
Yeah, I've got a bit of vanilla on my hands actually, that's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit careful with these tester pots. You need your little pipettes to take them out because they're not like these. They don't come with expensive drips out of there. Right, I'm just going to pop this out of the way because we've decided on our oils. Right, okay, we're going to pop the blend together now.
Okay.
Do you want to help with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we've got our carrot oil in. I don't know if you remember which one we used.
We did sweet almond.
Sweet almond oil. Yeah, so full of vitamins and essential fatty acids, minerals. Really going to be quite hydrating on the hands there. So let's see if we can do a drop of each.
A drop of each, okay.
I think. Or actually, if we can try getting 2 drops of lavender. Let's see how you get on.
Does it matter which way I go? Okay. No. I'll go from lemon. So 1 drop of lemon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a science experiment.
I know.
Score pressure. So 1 drop.
There you go.
Okay. Comes out quite quickly.
I know. Some of them are really quick. Others are much slow. You remember Rose is really slow. Yeah. Okay. Lavender's sort of medium.
So 2 of lavender.
Let's do 2 of lavender because I know that's one of your favourites.
Yeah, it's a bit slower. Oh, there's 1, 2.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done, you.
There we go.
Now this one, because it's a slightly less quality bottle, you have to use a pipette. Okay. So if I open it, And if you squeeze that and then open it, should come up. You don't want loads. If you put some of that back in, and then you literally just, yeah, there you go. That works. Just pop that back, yeah. Actually, that vanilla has hit me, that's nice. Okay, and we'll just use that pipette to blend it slightly. See if that needs another drop in. No, the lavender's coming through nicely as well.
Oh, I really like that.
I think that's a good balance, actually. The vanilla.
The vanilla's lovely.
It is. It gives it a.
That might be my
good
favourite so
base.
far. You know, of anything
The
we've
blends.
used. Because we usually do a much more, I think, more powerful style blend with the massages, but the vanilla makes it so girly and cute. Like, I love it. It's really nice.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to grab a towel.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, okay. I've just cleared everything away so that we can focus on just finishing up with a little bit of massage using the blend that you've helped design. A little bit of fun there. And we'll start with one hand first, and we'll just go slightly around the wrist here as well. So just put some of that blend and make sure that it's absorbing into the skin. Just do some gentle moves. Are you comfortable there? Is your elbow comfortable?
Completely fine. It smells lovely.
It really, I like this. It's nice. Give the hand some TLC. You can move back slightly so that I can get into these hands here. And what I'm going to do is just massage these fingers. That just allows the oils to penetrate the skin. Go into these spaces you've got here. And you can see we've got that light slip, so nothing heavy, nothing dragging on the skin. So the right choice of barrier oils. And I can feel a little bit of crunchiness here, so that's your lactic acid build up. So we'll get rid of that. That's just through overuse. Do a little bit of circles around the wrist because you're using this wrist quite a lot, I can feel. There we go. Just give that a little bit of TLC. And then what we're going to do is going to just turn it over, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a stretch in the palm here. How does that feel?
Feels lovely.
Yeah. Such a neglected area that, and actually you get a lot of stress because you use your hands so much. You get a lot of stress in this area.
It feels like it's helping to open it up almost.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was clenched in.
Yeah. Right, swap over. Just do this, and there's just enough. I like my jam jars. You can just use half the blend on your arm. Yeah, trying to avoid getting oil on your sleeve there. Just make sure we've got enough on there.
I can tell my skin must be quite dry though, because it feels like it's soaking it.
It's absorbing, and actually that's why the sweet almond oil is good as well for that. You can really smell that vanilla actually.
It's lovely.
So I might be investing in some vanilla then, some good quality vanilla. Maybe we'll do that in the next one. Let's do that again. A little bit of crunchiness on and this is your left side as well, so maybe you've been using your left hand a bit more than normal. Right, just, yeah, here. Get rid of that. Here as well. Using this side more than normal for some reason recently, maybe.
Typing as
Typing
well.
could be, yeah. Alright, I'm just going to do that.
Oh, this bit feels so nice.
It does get rid of all the tightness that's in here, yeah. Okay. Okay, what I do like to do, even if it's just a basic massage like this, is just finish with a little bit of breathing activity. So just 3 deep breaths in and out. We can do that together if you want. Okay, so in